Well, thank you. I know that this is the kingdom of the trench, I think. They said, let's go to the kingdom of the trench. And then at some point they said, we're here. So I think we know where we are. I mean, it's weird. Hi movie lovers, welcome to Old Lady Reacts. I'm the old lady, otherwise known as Michelle. I'm a huge movie buff and this is my channel where I react to mostly action and superhero movies that I've never seen before, but also other stuff that looks interesting or new. I started the channel so I could understand the inside jokes and references in WandaVision, and I've watched the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe and many other movies. Here we are a year and a half later, still reacting. I think it's time to do some more DC movies. I've been a bit neglectful and I think distracted by the 80s action films I've been doing, but I noticed that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out on streaming next week, so if we're going to do more MCU, we better do more DC as well, as I want to make sure that we're treating them equally, even though they're not really. I'm much more of a Marvel fan. Sorry, DC fans. You know I love you. So this one doesn't have, though, great ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. I should say AQUAMAN. I didn't say the name of the movie we're doing. But yeah, this one is at 65 and 72%. But I don't always agree with those ratings anyway. So I like Jason Momoa. I'm not sure why. Like, I haven't seen a lot of his movies. I've just seen him in the previous couple DC movies, but I don't know, I just get good vibes from him. He seems cool. But this also has Willem Dafoe, Patrick Wilson, who I like a lot, Nicole Kidman, and Dolph Lundgren, of all people. I haven't seen him in many years. Amber Heard, I know she's controversial, but I haven't seen anything that she's been in previously, so I have no idea if she's a good actress or not. Hopefully she's worth all the drama. We'll see. I haven't seen anything by this director either previously, but it looks like he's done a lot of horror movies, which I think would be an interesting vibe in this kind of movie if the studio and Zack Snyder actually let him like use that and have his own vibe and not completely override his style choices. I don't know. Somehow I don't think I'm going to see a lot of that feel here given the kind of movie this is, but we'll have to see. I'm curious to find out. So before we get started, please subscribe so you can catch all of my reactions, and check out my Patreon if you're interested in participating in polls, having early access to upcoming videos, and watching full-length reactions. Hop over there, become a patron to support my channel. So let's dive into AQUAMAN. There's little bubble noises. I like it. Yeah, you should be closing those over the windows. Yeah, especially if it's a lighthouse. You should know better during a storm in a lighthouse. You should be closing those over the windows. Okay. Nicole Kidman's not a tiny woman either. For each other. Puppy! Yeah, don't smile at me. Okay, Elvis. She couldn't take that suit off and like attend to her wound? Doesn't look very comfortable to sleep in, I guess. Maybe it is though if it's made for her. What a puppy. And he's probably like, you smell like fish. Maybe you snack. Okay, but who wouldn't like cut that apart and cut it away? You wouldn't just put a bandage over her clothes. I'm already digging into it. Oh, man.
Just don't eat my dog, okay?
Yeah, don't eat the dog.
So, who are you?
Does she even speak English?
Atlanta.
Oh, she does. Okay. Why does that look like a wig on him?
After the hurricane.
After mentioned. He's a king, isn't he?
He's more.
Oh, Jojo.
And it gave King Atlan mastery over the 7 seas.
So he didn't grow up like in the water.
But legend has it that one day a new king will come.
Is that a shrimp fork? Oh, okay. That escalated quickly. She's just destroying the house. Ooh, do they bleed? Are they bleeding water?
It is the only way to save you. Save you.
Oh, she's gonna leave the kid. Okay, I thought maybe she'd take him with her. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Probably shouldn't do that in a sub that you're standing in. Just like fire all over the place and like damage the equipment and maybe put a hole in the hull so that the water like collapsing in.
But after the war, his country forgot about him, so he went back to the sea, scavenging and surviving with his wit and this knife. He gave it to me when I was your age, and now it's yours, son.
I think they could have massaged that exposition a bit better.
Sir,
There's something out there.
Another submarine.
no, I think it's a man.
Like, what made him think it was a man? Like, we didn't see.
That's not a man.
Kind of is. It's literally in the name. So he gets his superhero. Yeah, I was gonna say he gets the superhero pose, but we get it from the back. But then he flipped his hair. I was like, okay, that's fine. I see that. The hair flip's good. I like the hair flip. Like, did Thor ever do a hair flip? I'm trying to think of like who else has hair like that could they could have fun with it doing a hair flip like that. I like it. Whoops. There should have been a neck crack in there. Ow. Oh, is he like impenetrable in that way? I didn't realize that.
Am I supposed to know who you are?
Good line. Oh, broke his own stinger. Okay, isn't that like a nuclear warhead? Like, don't mess around with that. He ain't done.
Ow.
Yeah, like firing all these things in a submarine, it's not a good idea. I don't know if he's gonna get out in time. And wasn't that a nuclear warhead like right next, like on top of him? And he said that like, I mean, maybe I guess they have to be like charged. You know, there's like other pieces that you put. Isn't there like another piece that you put in the warhead before you fire it? Like, so you can't just like explode it. You know, you have to like purposefully charge it and then it goes. But still, I wouldn't want to explode like whatever kind of grenade thingy that was right next to it. Oh, they shouldn't have cut away from that. They should have shown him jumping up on the dock, or climbing up at least.
I'll tell you what I want. Can we get a picture with you?
I was going to say that he wants an autograph or something. Goodness. Are those like evil seahorses? I always think of seahorses as kind of innocuous, but maybe they're sea dragons. Yep. Oh my, Patrick Wilson. Oh, and they ride sharks, okay.
They will destroy themselves, not before destroying us first. We have been hiding long enough.
All I can think of that is them filming this and then just like floating on their little harnesses in front of a green screen.
How can you possibly hope to unite the Empire?
My mother's bastard has never even been to Atlantis.
Oh, that's her stunt too? All right. Oh, is that a crocodile? Oh. He Titanic'd that. Willem Dafoe's making the rounds though. He's like in DC movies, he's in Marvel, or I suppose the Spider-Man doesn't really qualify as Marvel. I mean it kinda does. It's part of the MCU, but it's Sony, I know. Oh, hello. Is that a watery poison ivy?
Is for you to take your rightful place as king.
Was there a scene where she was like involved in a conversation with Patrick Wilson's character? Like, I feel like there was a scene missing there. Like, 'cause why wasn't she in that conversation before the submarine tried to blow them up? So he wasn't actually. That was like a help me Obi-Wan Kenobi hologram kind of thing.
The worst is yet to come.
Oh, did it destroy the whole town?
At sites from all over the world today, we are seeing warships.
Oh, all over the place.
Counties. Decades of pollution has been thrown back onto land.
Wow. So it's all their garbage, all the stuff that they put into the water. That's fascinating, actually. I like that.
We already have an Atlantean living among us, and his name is Aquaman.
So did they all know about Aquaman? I can't remember what happened in the Justice League movie. I hope it's deep, like not like surface level rocks you're diving onto. Don't dive off cliffs like that unless you know what you're diving into, seriously.
Your body is equipped to survive the extreme cold and pressure, and your eyes adjust to see in the dark.
So how did this guy know to come and help him learn? Like, I assume the mom told him and trusted him maybe, but there's no scenes about that. I guess we're already at 2.5 hours, so we can't have everything, but I don't know. Not sure. Not 100% sold on like the construction of this story.
Soon, my young prince.
His hair is weird. I mean, I'm not one to talk about having a little bun on the top of my head, but Willem Dafoe with a little like man bun thing. It's funny.
This ship has been marinated in chum butter. I'm gonna come out smelling like swamp blood.
That'd be an improvement.
That not a very funny joke. Kind of looks like Avatar, honestly. Did James Cameron see this and want to make that's what made him want to make the next Avatar movie? Goodness. Traffic. They're spending a lot of time on this visual. It's very pretty, but don't get me wrong. It's nice to look at, but it's a cartoon. And B, like, there's some story holes they need to be filling, and like they could be dialoguing and, you know, establishing character or something more effectively, I think.
That you're worthy and retrieving this.
I already got one of those.
See, he's funny. They should spend more time. How far are we into? 45 minutes in. Like, he needs more dialogue in it because he's funny and his character, like, let him be him without he doesn't need all this rigmarole, as nice as it is. It's, you know.
And so we evolved. Others regressed, became savage.
Or did they just evolve in a different direction and you think they're savage because you don't agree?
The clue to Atlan's final resting place is inside of this.
Why does he have to do it? Jesus, things just keep blowing up randomly. What the hell? It's like we can't have a conversation without it ending in an explosion.
I've heard so many stories about you.
I know it's supposed to look like regal and shit, but to me it just looks silly. I mean, that shot's kind of cool. I don't know that it's an effective look for Patrick Wilson.
Prepare him for the Ring of Fire.
Wait. Ring of what?
Okay, it would have been funnier if he had made some kind of Johnny Cash joke there. Like what? Is this a karaoke contest?
You taught me how to fight, Cobra Kai.
Let's see if you remember.
See, good reference. That's funny. Should have called him Mr. Miyagi though instead of Cobra Kai. Like, what's the actual name? Sensei. What's the sensei's name? The Cobra Kai sensei's name? Because Cobra Kai is the dojo, not the guy. Should have been a more specific joke there. Oh, that's so not the way to do that. You should drop it. You should drop it into your bottom hand. And yes, I was auxiliary rifles in a marching band, so yes, I know how to do that.
Sacrificed her to the creatures of the trench.
Creatures of the trench. So she might be still alive.
Because she had me?
Yeah, they still continue to have a problem with exposition. So they're trying to tell a lot of story. It'd be nice if they just like did an origin story rather than...
Do you think she would have enjoyed watching her sons murder each other?
What is this outfit on her now? Like, I don't get the purpose of it. Are those like little jellyfish things on her?
Let him know that he wasn't alone. That we were in it together. If only I had known what a dick he would turn out to be. And I've hated you for it ever since.
So I feel like they could have stretched all this. This is like origin story. Like, I feel like this could be like the final third act fight. All the other stuff with the other guy doesn't. It seems like it's distracting from this.
Shit.
See, he's funny, and he's like he can do these like the wacky kind of superhero things with a certain style that makes it clever, and rather than like, I mean, Patrick Wilson is an amazing actor. If you haven't watched Angels in America, the HBO Angels in America, it's so beautiful and so wonderful, and he's amazing in it. But I don't think he can't. He might be taking himself a little too seriously. Okay, this reminds me of Ragnarok. When did Ragnarok come out? Or was it the more recent Thor movie? I can't remember which one. Ragnarok is the only one I liked, so. Oh, okay, I like the octopus drummer.
I promised Atlanta I'd protect him.
In what scene? Like, we should have seen that scene. Willem Dafoe and Nicole Kidman together in one scene? That'd be awesome. Is this supposed to be like a show or something? That's what I don't get. Like, really? We've done this. We've seen this before. Why are people cheering? They can't even see what's going on. I feel like this has the Spider-Man curse of like, it's not a real fight if there's not a crowd standing by to watch it and cheer.
What's up? We got a bogey on our 6.
What does that even mean?
That guy's behind us.
Then just say that!
That guy's behind us!
I suppose she probably wouldn't know what that means. The hair, the short hair. Like on her, it looks kind of cool when it's like underwater and flowing around her. But the short hair looks just a little wacky.
Quick and disappear like Banksy. From ocean to ocean, sea to sea. I'm something that you got.
Music is kind of coming out of nowhere.
If I went back now, I'd be sacrificed to the trench. Even my own father wouldn't take me back.
Are they referring to the Mariana Trench? Like that's what it's called, right? Like, what's in its horrible trench that it requires sacrifice?
Your Highness.
What is this now?
The tracking places Princess Mara here. In the Desert Kingdom.
Who is that guy? Like, we hadn't seen him before.
Kill him and the woman he's with, and you will be rewarded.
Killing him is my reward.
But I'll take that other stuff too.
Converts water into beams of energized plasma.
Does it need to be converted into beams of energized plasma? I mean, you just shoot water at someone in a water canyon and you'll do them in. I suppose maybe Aquaman wouldn't be done in by that, but by a water cannon, or... It's weird this music is in here now because it's like, we haven't had that in like the first half of the movie. It's all this contemporary music. We should have had that throughout to make it make more sense. Could she just have spit in it? Probably not. That is eloquent.
Could have just peed on it.
Ew.
Where I can't find my way without her as my guide.
Is this seriously a them falling in love montage?
She's a mystery to me.
This is so... What is this song? Don't eat the roses if they're not organically growing, honey. Trust me. Like, why is there not dialogue on this? It's weird.
This guy, Romulus, first king of Rome.
Oh, well, that's convenient that he's got his hand up just like that.
We did it!
Oh.
It's not bad for an imbecile.
Really? I'm gonna fall and you can catch me and we'll have a moment? Because we've never seen that before. And another conversation is blown up. Oh, Lord. What is it? He looks like a massive ant.
And a cave spreads over the tottering cities of Rome.
The plot is so wacky. I don't get how they think this is good writing. This sounds like video game music. How many roofs are we going to jump on, and how many ceilings are we going to crash through? You know, like. Wine daggers. That's like a waste of some good wine, I guess. I'd rather drink it, especially if they're in Italy. What?
Those are the same creatures that killed my mother.
Yes.
Or did they? Is she still alive? Are we going to find her again? I have a feeling.
I can see that now. The only question is, can you?
It was very cliche. I mean, she's doing her best with what she's being given, but the writing is... There's nothing... she has no personality. Like, how is she different from every, like, love interest in every other DC movie? You know, it's just... Or not just DC movies. It's, you know, action movies. Well, thank you. I know that this is the Kingdom of the Trench, I think. They said, let's go to the Kingdom of the Trench. And then at some point they said, we're here, so I think we know where we are. I mean, it's weird. There's dinosaurs there? I'd say that looks like a nice place. Yeah, that's his mother. Look at the hair. And she's like cobbled together armor from all different animals.
I've tried many times over the years. The creature will only allow the true king to pass.
Well, there you go.
You're afraid.
Yeah. So us ladies will stay here. You go fight, you know. Mommy and girlfriend will stay here. You go. Go ahead. We'll be here waiting. Like, there's so many cliche things in so many ways. Better hurry up.
King.
Looks a bit like corn on the cob. I amuse myself.
Defeat the Brine King, and you will command the greatest military might on this planet.
The Brine King. Is this like how the comics are? Like, those of you who have read the comics, like the Brine King. God, there's a whole half an hour left. Oh, Lord. Not my claw. No.
Not Your Highness. Call me Ocean Master.
The hell? Oh dear. They just can't resist the urge to like make massive monsters and blow things up. Even underwater, they can't resist the urge to blow things up. He kind of looks like a corn on the cob. Oh, so all the sharks are like, okay, no, we're not doing this anymore. Yeah, they didn't really earn that, sorry. Maybe stop kissing him so he can stop the fighting and other people aren't going to keep dying. Like, it's not really the time for that.
What's the plan again?
The plan is to not get killed.
Yeah.
I feel like she's trying to be Scarlett Johansson. Like, even her voice sounds like she's trying to be Black Widow. They just threw every little sea creature thing they could think of at the wall and just seeing if it stuck.
Turn your back on that now, then the Atlantis you're fighting for is already dead.
It's true. The half-breed wields King Atlan's trident. He commands the sea.
So cliche. It's so bad. It's so bad. So they're basically Thor and Loki just underwater, aren't they? The two brothers? Except without like an established history with each other and without like the dialogue and the silliness and that makes you care about them. Oh, never mind. I'll stand here and watch while you guys fight.
Kill me!
No! That is enough killing!
Where'd she get that fancy dress?
The land and the sea are one.
So is this an instance of like the bad guy being convinced now to be a good guy? That always seems weird. I mean, look at it, the arm. It looks like an ear of corn with the green.
I am Aquaman.
Okay. The credits are more clear and visually stimulating than the actual movie. He's just out there floating like Kate Winslet just got off the Titanic, I guess. Yeah, I didn't love that. Once again, DC is trying to make huge battles and world-ending villains without earning them with origin stories and character development. The real shame here is that Jason Momoa didn't really get the chance to be the character of Arthur and like show his range because, you know, he's funny. He has presence on screen and he has, I think, a natural talent for knowing when to take moments seriously and when to take himself seriously, but he doesn't take himself very seriously, and like he knows when not to do that, and he just feels very easy and real even in ridiculous situations. He's very relaxed on screen, which makes you just like want to see more of him and you want to hear him talking and having interactions with people. But the filmmakers spent so much time on effects and fights and battles and CGI without working on the story. There's no dialogue or character development that makes you care about all this stuff beyond it being pretty to look at. So yeah, this movie is exactly what people criticize when they put down superhero movies. And it makes me sad because they had the seeds of good characters here, but they, once again, it's like Joker and Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad, like they just didn't know what to do with them to make the story mean more. I mean, at least in that movie, I guess we'll see when we get to more recent chapters of it. But yeah, like Aquaman tried once again to be too big too soon, with like unearned shortcuts taken, like with Ben Affleck's Batman. Like they didn't give Aquaman a chance to have a introductory origin story. Like they just couldn't resist making it massive and huge and bigger and bigger and bigger in just one movie. But you have to build over a course of movies to do that. Amber Heard was okay. I mean, she looks good on screen, but the character had no personality beyond like sidekick love interest, which is so generic. So I'm definitely not happy with the way that women were like standing around watching the men do the fighting for the most part, but that's not surprising in superhero movies in general. Like there's almost zero dialogue in this movie that isn't massively expositional or just like directives about the plot. The tone is kind of confusing too. Like they had big sweeping moments with these huge orchestral music, but then every once in a while a contemporary song pops in. It's like, well, if you wanted to be kind of edgy and help show that Arthur is part of this like surface world, pick an artist like to him to play music that he likes. Like, what's his favorite band? What's his favorite TV show? What kind of beer were they drinking? Like, he's part of the human world. Like, give him specific taste moments to express his personality. Like, they could have just embraced that contemporary music throughout the whole movie. And that would have been really fun, I think. And then the whole Manta subplot is kind of pointless in this movie. It basically just is a setup for the sequel. So they could have cut all of that except like the beginning little submarine scene and maybe like some of the post-credit scenes, which went on too long. Like the rest was just a waste of time. Like the main fight should have been just between Arthur and his brother. Like the entire battle, this massive battle happening around them was pointless eye candy. I don't know. Movies like this make me wonder yet again, like, do the people who make them even like these characters? Like sometimes I wonder if they even like superhero movies in the first place. I don't think they do. They just, I don't think they really understand what they are at their core and what audiences really want to see. Like, of course, audiences want a bit of eye candy. And of course, we want big fights. You know, that goes without saying. We want clever gadgets and things to look pretty and all that. Even I want that in movies. That's fine. But I think the people who love these movies also really love the characters. They love the clever dialogue. They want emotional moments. They want they want the character to go on an emotional journey, and they want them to have fun with each other. The hard part about these movies is that they're just the DC movies. They're just not that fun, and I think DC just doesn't know how to balance those things and build off of like the dialogue into the action. It's almost like they have one person or group like doing all the action scenes and deciding all of that, and then another group completely separate writing the dialogue and the character scenes, but the two groups never talk to each other to see what the other side is doing. And then all the dialogue and character and relationship stuff just that gets cut for time because they spent so much money on the action and fight scenes that, oh my God, we can't cut that. We spent all this money on it. Although in this case, I think maybe they just skipped the dialogue group completely and threw together some cliches to loosely tie together the fights. Oh well, I'm sad. It's like I really do want to like these movies, you know, like they could be really good. Like I like the characters. Like even like Aquaman seems cool. Jason Momoa seems cool. He's like Batman. I like Batman, and I want to see like good movies about them. And they could be good. The characters are there. The story's there. The seeds are there. If the movie makers cared enough about the story instead of just like making a blockbuster, because that's what these people set out to do. They made a blockbuster. But the movies are just kind of end up being dumb most of the time. Oh well, I don't know. I'm bitching about it now. So I'm going to go have some tacos, and then I'm going to watch the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and hopefully the MCU will bring it for me. I don't know. Hopefully we'll see. So yeah, if you really like watching videos of me complain, please hit the thumbs up button. It really does help the channel. subscribe, do all the things. Check out my Patreon for exclusive content and click here to watch another of my reactions next. You guys are awesome. I love sharing movies with you, good and bad. So thanks for watching with me.